Right now, while you're watching this video, one company is making $4,000 in profit every single second. Not Apple, not Microsoft, not Google. A chip maker that was selling graphics cards to gamers 5 years ago just pulled in $57 billion in 3 months. That's more than the GDP of entire countries. But here's the twisted part. They're not even mining the gold. They're just selling the shovels. And everyone buying those shovels, they're paying the price of a house for a single card. Let me take you back to 1849, the California Gold Rush. Thousands of miners flooded the West Coast, dreaming of striking it rich. Pickaxes swinging, dirt flying, fortunes promised. You know who actually got rich? Not the miners, the guys selling the picks and shovels. Same game, different century, different gold. Because right now, there's a gold rush happening that makes 1849 look like a lemonade stand. It's the AI boom. And just like those merchants in California, one company positioned itself perfectly to tax every single person trying to strike digital gold. That company is Nvidia. And they've become the most powerful gatekeeper in the most important technology race of our lifetime. Here's what you need to understand. Nvidia controls somewhere between 70 to 90% of the AI chip market. Let that sink in. They don't just lead, they own the infrastructure of artificial intelligence. Every time you use ChatGPT, Nvidia chips. When a startup trains a new AI model, Nvidia chips. When tech giants race to build the next breakthrough, they're standing in line, checkbooks open, begging Nvidia to sell them more chips. This isn't competition. This is a monopoly wrapped in a leather jacket because, yes, Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang literally shows up to every event in that trademark leather jacket, grinning while his company literally cannot manufacture chips fast enough. And here's where it gets insane. In May to July 2024, Nvidia made $30 billion in revenue in 1 quarter. That's a 122% jump from the year before. Their data center division, the AI chips, brought in $26.3 billion, up 154% year over year. But wait, it gets better. By November 2025, they pulled in $57 billion in 3 months. That's $4,000 in pure profit per second. Their data center business alone, $51.2 billion in 1 quarter. Jensen Huang said their latest Blackwell chips are selling off the charts, and cloud GPUs are sold out. Translation: they're printing money faster than they can count it. Now, here's where the thriller really begins. Nvidia's H100 chip, their AI workhouse, has a list price between $25,000 and $40,000 per card. That's a luxury car for one piece of silicone. But during the shortage in 2023, people were paying $120,000 on the secondary market for one card. That's a house in some parts of America for a single AI accelerator. And companies aren't buying 1 or 2, they need thousands. OpenAI reportedly used 25,000 Nvidia A100 GPUs just to train GPT-4. The estimated cost? $100 million just in compute. Think about that. To even play the AI game, you need to write checks that would make oil barons blush. AI startup Anthropic recently committed $30 billion. That's billion with a B, to buy cloud compute on Microsoft Azure, powered by Nvidia hardware. $30 billion just to train and deploy their models. This isn't a market, it's a toll road, and Nvidia is the only one with the keys. One machine learning engineer summed it up perfectly. It's stupid fast, stupidly expensive, and stupidly hard to get. CEOs of AI companies literally brag about how many H100s they managed to secure, like oil magnates showing off their refineries. Owning Nvidia hardware became the ultimate flex in Silicon Valley. So, how did one company corner the entire AI revolution? This is where Jensen Huang's gamble gets legendary. Back in 2006, before anyone even said deep learning, Nvidia launched something called CUDA, a software platform that lets developers run calculations on graphics cards instead of just rendering video games. Wall Street analysts thought he was insane. Why waste money on non-gaming applications? But Huang saw something nobody else did. He bet that parallel processing, the thing GPUs are brilliant at, would one day power something bigger than gaming. That bet? It cost Nvidia over $30 billion in development over the years. And in 2012, it paid off. A neural network called AlexNet used Nvidia GPUs to smash every image recognition record. The deep learning revolution had begun. By the time ChatGPT exploded in 2023, Nvidia wasn't just ready. They were the only viable option for cutting-edge AI work. They had the fastest chips, the best software, the entire developer ecosystem. Every AI researcher on Earth knew how to code on Nvidia's platform. Competitors? Crushed. AMD holds less than 10% of the AI GPU market. Intel's AI chips? Maybe $1 billion in revenue. Peanuts compared to Nvidia's tens of billions. Even Chinese tech giants, when cut off by US export restriction, tried desperately to get their hands on Nvidia chips. Even old, watered-down versions. Before the ban, Nvidia held a 90% share of China's AI chip market. An underground black market emerged just to smuggle Nvidia GPUs into China. That's how indispensable they are. And Jensen Huang, in 2019, his net worth was $3 billion. By mid-2024, $90 billion. By late 2025, over $160 billion. Top 10 richest people on Earth. Nvidia stock up 240% in 2023 alone. The company briefly crossed the $1 trillion market cap milestone, joining Apple and Microsoft in the trillion-dollar club. Some analysts predict multi-trillion-dollar valuations in the future. Because Nvidia isn't just selling chips, they're selling access to the future. Their profit margins? Over 55%. In one quarter, they netted $16.6 billion in profit. For a manufacturing company, that's unheard of. But when you control the one resource everyone desperately needs, you can charge whatever you want. This is what happens when you own the picks and shovels during the biggest gold rush in human history. Now here's where it gets uncomfortable. Will this last? Nvidia projects another massive revenue jump next quarter. Jensen Huang says we're in the early innings of a transformational shift. AI will be in every industry, every product, every device. If he's right, Nvidia keeps collecting tolls for decades. But some whisper about an AI bubble. What if the frenzy cools? What if competitors catch up? Google and Meta are building in-house chips to cut their dependence on Nvidia. AMD is fighting back. Startups are innovating. The tech industry is ruthless. Today's king is tomorrow's cautionary tale. And yet, Nvidia's order backlog is packed. Every corner of the globe wants their chips. They physically cannot manufacture fast enough. So here's the question that should keep you up at night. In every gold rush, the real winners aren't the miners. They're the ones selling the tools. But what happens when the gold runs out? Or worse, what happens when someone builds a better shovel? Because right now, the entire AI revolution, every breakthrough, every innovation, every billion-dollar bet runs through one company, one CEO in a leather jacket, one chip. And if that pipeline breaks, the whole gold rush dies. So tell me, is Nvidia the smartest play in history or the most dangerous bottleneck humanity has ever created? Drop your answer in the comments, and if this opened your eyes, hit that subscribe button because the AI gold rush is just getting started, and we're tracking every move.